This next activity is going to be the use of pivot charts. And basically this activity uses the same type of worksheet that we used in our previous activity on charts and graphs. What we're going to do in this activity is emphasize the differences within using a pivot chart and how it allows us to look at data and information that might be on a worksheet in different ways. So to start off with, I'm going to be highlighting a cell range as I did with my charts and graphs in the previous activity, where I also make sure that I'm highlighting the labels, okay, in the rows and columns to be incorporated into our chart. I'm going to go Insert and I'm going to select Pivot Chart. I click here and this dialog box comes up, and with this dialog box I make sure that the cell range is correct. I'm going to be using the table or range from this worksheet. I'm not going to be using an external data source, which would mean another file. Okay, and I wanted to create a new worksheet, which means create a new tab on the bottom for this data to go into. I'm going to click OK, and here is my new worksheet with my pivot chart set up. Now to start off with, basically it's blank. Okay, what I then do now is it has my labels over here for each month, and then I can click on a specific month. So I might click on January, and then it shows the value, okay, for the total of January, and also visually displays what January looks like on a graph. I might want to compare January's totals with June's totals. So I click on June, and then once again the comparison exists both in difference in values as well as graphically different too. Okay, so I might just move that down a bit there. Okay, now there's a whole range of other tools that I can also be putting in as well. Okay, pivot charts get set up with their own type of editing area. So I have tools for analysis. I have tools for changing what the design looks like. Okay, as you can see there with my graph. Okay, we might use this dark one here. That looks nice, doesn't it? Okay, and then I can also play around with the formatting of text, just like with any other type of tool that's usually entered into a program. I'll stick to the analyze tools here. Okay, and what I might also decide to put in is a slicer. Okay, I'm going to insert a slicer, and I might just put in a slicer for January and go OK. So what this slicer does is it has the 4 different values, okay, that were in our initial spreadsheet for January. Okay, and as we've got over here, it's our total. So if I click on here and click on the 9, okay, it reflects now the total of January, okay, in that year compared to the total of June in that same year. So once again, going just a slightly bit deeper, okay, into the analysis of our spreadsheet data. In this year here, I can see January actually outsold June, okay? And then with all the other years, we can see June outsold January. So I hope this all gives you a bit of an idea of the advantages of using a pivot chart, in that we can analyze the data on a worksheet in a more specific way and really compare different values against each other, okay, in a very focused way where we can extract a lot more data from our spreadsheet.